I'm Chronix, and this is Crystal, from the most extreme wrestling, and this is your Raw review for November 11th, 2013.
It's Veterans Day.
It is Veterans Day. And what better way to support and celebrate the American holiday, a Veterans Day, but to be in Manchester.
Indeed.
It's a very weird thing to go over there on this day, but I guess, you know, that just happened to be the day. And I guess that's not really a problem or anything, but it is kind of bizarre.
It is kind of bizarre.
Don't you think?
I do think that.
But anyways, we start off, there's no better way to start off Veterans Day than to have a veteran himself, Randy Orton, come down to the ring.
I went AWOL. He doesn't even count as a veteran.
You know, he's a real American.
Doesn't count. He went AWOL.
And he's just a good old American guy.
Should have been court-martialed.
Well, I think he did get court-martialed.
I think he got off easy, though.
Well, Orton comes down to the ring, and then Maddox comes to follow because Orton's trying to make decisions right. But he can't. Not so much. I mean, yes, we find out that Triple H and Stephanie are on vacation. Were they really on vacation? Did they not really go to the show? I'm not really sure.
Not sure.
I don't guess it really matters, but they weren't there, but you could still feel them because all through the night, unfair matchups basically being put forth, right? So Maddox tries to sort this out, and then Corporate Kane comes out, which I'm all about Corporate Kane. I was like, look at how great
You like Corporate Kane?
I know, and you were just like, I'm not really that impressed by his suit wearing.
Yeah, because dude threw on a suit.
And he looks so good in his suit.
No, he doesn't.
Anyways, Vicky Guerrero comes down and finally makes like the final decision on what the match with Randy Orton's going to be. Basically, he's going to have to take on Goldust and Cody Rhodes at the same time. I didn't really get that. But why is Vicky Guerrero making decisions? She's the SmackDown general manager, and I don't know if you guys noticed, but this was Raw. Does she have any power on Raw?
I don't know. She was there in the trio of decision makers.
And yes, this match is going to take place. But, as a count-out, Cody Rhodes, Goldust, they won count-out, unfortunately, because Randy Orton tried to run away. He tried to bail out early, just like he did in the military, and tried to skip town, go AWOL over there in Manchester. But the Big Show was there to say, oh no, I don't think so.
Yeah, the Big Show squished his big body in a little bitty cab.
Well, first he put the dude through a table.
No, I'm talking about they showed Big Show like lying there.
Like later on.
And there was a cab, and it was tiny, and he was like squishing himself in the back seat.
Yes.
And I don't think it was meant to be funny, but it was kind of funny.
Nah, I think it was meant to be funny.
Okay.
It was meant to be cool, probably, to people over there who might use cabs that might look like that.
Yeah, they don't look like our cabs.
I wonder if like a London-based wrestling company came to America and then they got into a yellow cab and everybody's like, oh, it's a yellow cab.
Maybe if they were like in New York City.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I just wonder if that seems as like, oh wow, that's so cool over there, as lame as it sounds over here. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, but
well, anyways. You know, the Big Show, he beats up Orton, puts him through the table, and he gets in the cab, like you said.
Did I write something?
You wrote something right there.
Yes, I did. During the Randy Orton match, the crowd was chanting, Randy's boring.
No, they were chanting Randy Orton.
They were chanting Randy's boring, and it was very clear, and it was funny. And then what was even funnier is all the announcers were like, oh, chanting Randy Orton, except for JBL, and he's like, I think it sounds like Randy's boring, and all the other announcers were like, no.
The King said that.
No. I might have been. I thought it was JBL.
But anyways, yes, Randy's. See, the crowd was really vocal, and I saw a lot of people on Twitter that were like, I don't like this because they're being marks and they're
It's so cool when the crowd is into it.
I know, but
American crowd should be more into it.
Well, the point is, like, oh, they're making the show about them and not about the show. Just sit there and watch the show. Well, I mean...
But there's no defense to this.
Well, I mean, they should sit there and watch the show instead of trying to take over hijack the show.
That's the point of wrestling, is that you get to stand up and yell at people. That's what makes it different than watching a movie.
Or TNA. And, okay. So, 3MB is going to take on Los Matadors.
They're called the Union Jacks.
For tonight. And Santino Marella is tag teaming with Los Matadors. Crowd reaction. I can't get over that. Okay. And yes, 3MB. They the only opponents they can possibly have apparently is Los Matadors.
Yep.
I don't know why, but Los Matadors and Santino. Santino was wearing like little horns.
Was he?
Yeah.
Didn't see that part.
You were reading a Stephen King book.
I'm reading the Dark Tower novels. They're really good.
Yeah.
I've made it through 2.5 in like a week.
Yeah, they must be good, I guess. Anyways, yeah, so there you go, Los Matadors. Continue on.
I'm like a book nerd with my glasses today.
Yeah, with your glasses. Okay, that's what makes the difference. That's the on switch, you know. Okay, so Brad Maddox, he's having to apologize to Randy Orton backstage. Randy Orton's all hurt and he's sad. He got beat up and he's hurting. Kane tries to console, and Randy Orton's like, "No, I'm gonna complain like a child." And Orton is mad.
I've said a million years that Orton's gimmick is like a sullen 2-year-old.
Sullen?
Sullen.
What does that mean?
Like cranky and moody.
Why
and
wouldn't you
pouty.
just say that?
Because sullen encompasses all of those things.
Yeah, but nobody knows what sullen means.
Well, I don't care.
I'm the Sultan of Solon.
You know what we're doing right now? My new favorite word that I learned in the Dark Tower books. Palaver.
What's
We are
palavering?
palavering.
What's
It
palavering?
means to talk, to have idle discussion at length. Or to talk about unimportant things.
Are we talking about unimportant things?
We are right now.
Because of you. Alright, so Kofi Kingston, he's gonna lose, don't you think? He's going against Sandow. I don't know. Well, yes, Sandow actually does beat Kofi Kingston. That poor man. He loses. Oh, so Sandow gets to stay around. That's cool. Now Dolph Ziggler's going against Curtis Axel and the Intercontinental Championships
This was a
on
good
the
match
line.
too, because the crowd was so excited. They were like, Ziggler, Ziggler.
Alright, this is where I'm going to get mad.
Let's go, Ziggler, let's go.
So you pointed this out, actually.
I did point this out, so why don't you let me point it out?
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and point it out?
So, it was a really good match, but at the end, Curtis Axel won. And I came up with the point.
But first of all, Dolph Ziggler hit like a top rope X Factor. That wouldn't put away Curtis Axel. Curtis Axel did some lame move and he won. And I was like,
Yeah, Curtis Axel basically went like, "Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to actually hit you. Depth perception's a little off," like that, and then fell. But anyways, so I brought up the fact that being the son of a famous wrestler, probably especially a dead one, I'm gonna go ahead and throw that out there. It doesn't make you a star. Like, it doesn't automatically give you everything. But it sure as heck gives you a lot more chances than everybody else.
True.
I mean, they gave Dolph Ziggler like 2 days to be world championship material.
Before they were like, he can't draw.
No, can't do it. And Curtis Axel just keeps getting chances and getting chances and getting chances for like a year, and the dude sucks. He has not improved one iota.
He doesn't have any personality.
Boring. He has no personality. You cannot magically go, poof, personality. Like, you just can't.
Yeah.
You have it or you don't.
And yeah, Dolph Ziggler, they're like, oh, well, yeah, all the crowd chants for him nonstop like he's the biggest face in the universe, but I don't think he can draw 1 cent. So.
We think that Curtis Axel can.
Yeah, he
because people know Mr. Perfect.
Yeah.
Even though we're not going to acknowledge that he's Mr. Perfect's son, except to hate on Mr. Perfect. So it completely makes no sense at all.
Anyways, it's stupid. But, yeah, Curtis Axel wins. Yes. They got no faith, 100% faith in other dudes. Stupid. Now we see Zack Ryder sporting a beard.
You know, he looks good in the beard.
Are you serious?
I like the beard.
That makes no sense.
I normally really hate facial hair, but I liked the beard on Zack Ryder. I thought it made him much better looking.
Zack Ryder, he should just quit. He's trying to sell merchandise. I mean, he's never going anywhere. Now he doesn't even know what he's doing. He's got a stone cold goatee. What?
It wasn't a Stone Cold goatee.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't.
It was like this.
No, it had more. It was kind of scruffy up here.
Okay. Well, maybe.
Where's the dumbest segment ever that I'm going to talk about?
I don't know.
Later. I told you to write dumbest segment ever.
I'm not sure what was it about, but Brie Bella and Tamina. I think that's coming up actually.
Yeah, it's getting close.
Brie Bella and Tamina. Tamina wins, of course. I mean, what else would she do, right?
And then it's just the Bellas still. Like, are they face? Are they heel? Like,
they're supposed to be good guys.
I realize that, but they like drop kicked what's her face in the face, and
I don't know. And then Total Divas is back, and I didn't watch it, so I mean, I was going
they showed
to.
a clip from it.
Yeah.
Cue dumbest segment ever.
Yeah.
don't
That's
know where
that's
they were.
right here, dumbest segment ever.
Oh, good. Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Dumbest segment.
Jealousy.
Okay, good. Yeah, so they cut to this clip, and it's like, it's Tyson Kidd, that's his name, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Tyson Kidd and Eva Marie, like, working together, wrestling in a ring. And then there's Natalia and Fandango working together, wrestling in a ring. And I was watching, I'm like, okay, whatever, no big deal. So then, Tyson Kidd's like, Fandango, what are you doing, man? What, Natalia, why are you all over there working with Fandango? Because he's got his shirt off and he looks hot and stuff. What do you think you're doing? And it was dumb, not only because it was dumb on the, like, dumb level, but it was dumb because the acting was so bad. It was so bad.
It's like, you never have shirts off in wrestling.
It was so bad.
This doesn't.
And so then Natalia's like, well, how do you think it makes me feel when I walk in and you're working with her? How do you think I feel about that? And so then Tyson Kidd was like, oh, well, and he shook hands with Eva Marie all professionally, and Eva Marie leaves. And then Tyson Kidd's like, Fandango, you better watch out and hope we don't have a match later because, you know, you were touching my woman and stuff.
Well,
that was the end of that.
And believe it or not, Fandango has a match with Natalia's boyfriend. Husband.
It was just stupid.
And Fandango wins.
It was just stupid.
Whatever.
The whole foundation of it was dumb, and then the bad acting made it dumber.
You said foundation. The Heart Foundation. Why you're on your eyes? This is a good thing. Make a connection.
I'm
Unaware
so
of.
proud of myself.
John Cena is going to take on the Real Americans. It's like 2-on-1, I guess, because Jack Swagger and Antonio. Zeb Coulter cuts a promo.
Yeah,
talks about their food and Mr. Bean, which I just watched all the episodes.
That's true, we totally just marathoned Mr. Bean on Netflix.
On Netflix, yeah. I seen parts,
and it was hilarious.
And I never seen the whole thing for whatever reason. I guess it didn't ever come on TV.
It would come on like late at night, like at 11 or something on PBS.
I probably wasn't allowed to watch.
Keeping Up Appearances. Did you ever watch that show?
I don't know what that is.
That was the other British comedy that would come on.
See, I didn't watch the British comedies because I thought they'd suck.
They were funny.
But
I watched them.
Yeah, they're in Manchester. But I didn't really watch it. I watched Bill Nye the Science Guy.
I watched that. That came on during the day.
Yeah.
Talking about like late at night when you're supposed to be asleep.
Yeah,
you kind of get to stay up and watch some shows with your parents.
I just watched Star Trek, the original series, at night because it came on at like 10 p.m.
Yes, my parents didn't do Star Trek. We did.
All right, so John Cena beats
two
two guys. Not surprising, right? He's gonna beat everybody in the universe. Alright, so Del Rio comes down and he intimidates.
Where's the part? I don't know if you wrote this down, because I don't think you were in there, but I'm going to mention this part. I don't remember what happened. But Randy Orton was in the like doctor's office or whatever.
Yeah, I didn't write that down.
Okay, well I thought it was kind of important because he was in the doctor's office and he was throwing a fit like a child and ripped off all his bandages. Oh yeah, the Shield came in and he ripped off all his bandages and was like, why didn't you help me? Blah, blah, blah. You should have stood by me. Nobody could have done this if you would helped me. Wah, wah, wah. I'm going to rip off my bandages like a little kid. And so then the Shield was like, Randy, we don't work for Triple H, and we don't work for this person, and we don't work for that person, and we damn sure don't work for you. See you around. And then they walked off. I was like, yeah, the Shield. Tell Randy Orton he sucks.
There goes Kitty. Alright.
I thought that might be important.
Well, it actually kind of is.
Yeah.
Del Rio, he's stalking and everything. Then he comes in, he starts attacking John Cena and all this business, right? And he's like gonna damage his arm beyond belief with the chair and all this. But then Big E Langston comes down and saves him. Yeah! So Big E and
You
John...
were really excited about this.
I was not.
Yeah, you are.
I was not excited. I was just comparing how, like, their little characters were kind of like me and Mocha Bane.
You were legitimately excited.
I'm just saying. I feel like they were stealing an idea that we do in YWF. I'm just saying. Okay. But now we got Ryback and R-Truth. So, I mean, you can pretty much fill in the blanks there. Del Rio
Actually, R-Truth won.
Did he really?
Yeah.
How?
I don't know, because I wasn't watching, because I assumed that I would know what happened.
See, I took it as trash.
I heard the announcer go, "And a big win for R-Truth," and I thought, what the crap? And then I looked up, and they were playing R-Truth's music, and I was like, how did that happen?
Okay, well, alright then. So
there was a surprise, and I was kind of sorry I wasn't paying attention.
Del Rio takes on Big E Langston. And Big E Langston taps out. So it doesn't matter how big his muscles are or whatever. You get that cross-arm breaker, you're going to tap. And I mean, you've done that move to me. It freaking hurts.
Actually, it's not quite that one.
Okay, well, it's
close.
close.
Similar.
It's similar.
It does hurt. I can do a move to you.
That's not something to be happy about. Now, Paul Heyman cuts a promo. He's all hurt. He's all bandages. He's got braces on his legs.
Neck brace that has his neck fat like pushed up to his fat head, and he looks like even worse than normal. It's like,
I think that's the idea. He's supposed to look ridiculous.
That's what he looked like.
But he's all, you know.
And he did give a good promo. Paul Heyman cut a good promo.
Well, but Curtis Axel tries to look important behind him, and it just doesn't really work. But CM Punk comes out and he beats him with a kendo stick.
Which is funny, his little fat head is rolling around.
And Brian comes down with his ponytail. Did you notice the ponytail?
Did not notice the ponytail.
And I
was in a really interesting part of the book at that point.
Yeah, well, I didn't really like that part. I don't like his
you didn't
ponytail.
Like the ponytail?
It looks weird.
Okay.
Whatever.
I'm sorry that I can't comment on it.
But Brian and Punk, yeah, they're teaming together and they're going to take on the entire Shield. So it's more like 3-on-2 and stuff like that. So, even with the Triple H and Stephanie not there, you know, still. But they fight and they fight and they have a good match, right? But the lights go out and it's the Wyatt family.
Now, the Wyatt family entrance I thought was lame for a really long time, and then I saw it live and I was like, oh, this is really cool. So, if you haven't seen it live, you lose a lot of the effect on TV.
Really? See, it was the same difference for me.
It brought it in a whole, brought the whole Wyatt family in a whole new light for me, seeing them live.
A whole new lantern?
Yes.
Lantern light?
Yes.
Something like that.
Yes. Oh, sorry, I'm still attached to your head. What was in your mouth?
Well, it happens.
Just trying to help. No.
So, they fight. They get in a brawl. They get in a face-to-face with the Shield, and I didn't really know how that was going to go, because I kind of thought that they might kind of be on the same side.
Yeah.
But after tonight, I know that they're not. Because they start fighting each other. The Wyatt family and the Shield is going at it, and the Bryan and Punk and everybody's just fighting left and right, and everybody's brawling. And then the Usos come out, and now it's like, oh.
Yeah.
I forgot they were the tag team champions.
But then
oh wait, they're not.
They're not.
I thought that they said that they were the tag champions.
They said the tag team champions came out when the tag team champions came out.
See, I swear that when the Usos came out, they said that they were the tag team.
It was a little bit later.
Okay, well.
It was like probably 10 seconds later.
The real tag.
Because they were like the Usos and the tag team champions.
I just thought it was the same sentence.
No.
But yeah, the real tag team champions, you know.
Goldust,
yeah, they come out and they just everybody fighting. So
that's just the weirdest combination. I mean, I know that they're brothers, but it weirds me out that they're brothers because one of them is so ugly and one of them is really good looking, and it's I don't know.
Really good looking.
He's not like really, really good looking, but when you compare him to the rest of the family,
well,
it just trips me out.
Yeah, but it looks like they're building some Survivor Series stuff there.
Yes, even though Paul Heyman kept saying Vengeance, and I was thinking they were going to do the Vengeance pay-per-view, but I guess that's...
I don't think they do that pay-per-view anymore.
Whatever.
But,
I had a thought.
You had a thought. Okay, this was actually a taped Raw. They taped it earlier in the night, and I did want to mention this. Like, everybody gets, like, all up on it, and they're like, oh, it's taped! It's not gonna be as good! You know what I mean?
It's just as good as long as you don't read the results ahead of time.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Oh, and the best part about it is, you don't have to worry about app voting. Not constant plugs of the app, gone.
You know what? That was kind of nice.
You didn't have
I think that added a whole 30 minutes of content to the show.
I know, right? And you didn't have to worry about what was trending on Twitter.
And I just really enjoyed the crowd being all into it.
But a lot of people they got a boo-boo face about that.
People just gotta get over it.
Because, to me,
that's the fun part of wrestling.
I know, but they say that, when they're chanting, "We are awesome," or they're, doing the what chants, that's being disrespectful,
You're supposed to be disrespectful.
What? But I guess you're supposed to, play...
That's at least 60% of the fun.
I think that you're supposed to sit there like this.
No, you don't.
And you got your Ring of Honor shirt on, and when they do perfect arm drag, you go... and you do your golf
clap. Do you sip some tea while you watch the... Yeah.
And you got your thesauruses of wrestling move names, and you got your dictionary. Thesaurus. Thesaurus. Whatever. And then you got the...
This is funny.
What? And you got the third thing, whatever. You do your spider claps. It's not that funny.
Yes, it was.
How's the
irony is funny.
What is the irony?
Because the thesaurus is supposed to help you with words, and you mispronounced it.
Well.
But anyways, the spider clasp, is that this?
Spider clap.
Oh, clap.
You don't want to be too disrespectful by being too loud, so you spider clap.
Okay.
In the front row.
Try to be a better wrestler.
I don't know. I don't know what people want. And they say when they don't want people to chant, they don't want them to react. Do they want them to be silent?
I was so mad when we went to the Memphis show and people were just like, bleh, like the whole show.
What, the Raw show?
Yes.
They weren't that bad.
They were pretty bad. Well, the people around us were. The people in our section were the most unenthused people except for the incessantly screaming child.
Oh man, that kid behind me, he was like, "Ooh! Sow! Ooh!
No, he was saying ooh, sa. He wasn't even saying the names right. And he was not chanting at appropriate times. He was just screaming because he wanted to.
Yeah.
And his mom would be like, "Please be quiet." He'd be like, "No!" It's like, I'm going to slap that kid. But anyways, but everybody else was just like, "Here goes the wrestling show." And they were spider clapping and sitting properly.
Spider clapping?
No. Theoretically, they were.
Theoretically,
they actually weren't even spider clapping. They were just sitting there, except for the two women in front of me that were like, "What is happening?"
Yeah, they had no idea what was going on.
They really didn't, but at least they showed up. They were at least engaged, unlike the true fans.
Were they engaged to each other? The
no,
two girls?
I'm pretty sure they were engaged to the guys that they were with.
Oh. They could have been engaged to each other. The guys could have been
Why
a guy.
would two women that don't know anything about wrestling drag themselves to a wrestling show?
Because it's the
it's
the WWE, and the WWE's been around for 70 years, and people buy tickets just because.
WWE's not been around for 70 years.
Because the name recognition, and that's the only reason that people go to WWE shows, because of the name recognition.
Oh yeah, I guess.
Because they want to be cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because wrestling is so cool
it's
now.
It's awesome.
I mean, I know that when I tell people I like professional wrestling, they're just like, "Wow, Crystal, you're the coolest person ever." They're not like, what, that's fake, right? They don't say stuff like that to me or anything.
Yeah.
It's just like a one-way ticket to the cool kids club.
That's true. I tell everybody, and
I'm not scared. I got a big old picture of us going to Raw on my desk,
I know, I'm just saying.
I know, I'm just saying.
I don't know. I don't really have a problem with the chants. Sometimes.
You don't have a problem with the chants?
I wish I had my thesaurus out and I could think of another word to insult you with, but I can't.
Sorry. What were you going to say about the chants? You don't mind them?
I don't mind them, but sometimes they do get annoying.
No, I think they're great.
Because sometimes they are just being aggravating.
No.
On purpose. They're just trying to be...
That's okay.
That's because
wrestling.
But sometimes they start chanting like...
I enjoy the chance to be aggravating on purpose, loudly and in public.
Okay, but for no reason chanting JBL, it's kind of stupid.
No, it's not.
Or just being like, hot dog vendor.
They wanted to yell.
Or like when we would...
It is not often that you get to stand up and scream random things.
Or like when we were
in a crowd with other people screaming with you. And it's fun.
When we were at the TNA Impact taping and we were going backstage passes.
That was to get backstage passes, which didn't exist, and made me hate TNA all the more.
All the more. Got your bookworm
I've been
thing
reading.
going on. Anyways.
When you read, your vocabulary increases.
I don't want to belabor the point any further.
Well, go ahead.
I said it right.
No,
Belabor.
you were trying to say You were trying to say a different word, which is not palaver, but anyway.
Belabor is the correct word.
I don't think it's palaver.
Belabor the point?
I think it's something else.
What is it? Palaver?
No, it's Is it belabor? Might be belabor. It's belabor because it's like belabor.
Belabor.
Pretty sure.
I will have to go to my
sure.
local library and see and see that.
Oh yeah, that was another word you used to mispronounce.
I never mispronounce a library.
No, you say library sometimes.
From the South, can't help it. It's sometimes.
Similar.
Why is Marco Rose calling me? I guess I'm gonna have to see you guys later because we're just talking about nothing now.
We're palavering.